View Crew! What is up, everybody? Welcome back to A Certain Point of View here on our Halloween episode. We are back. It is the second annual Halloween episode here on POV. We hope and Jill, you're just terrifying me. Good Jesus. We hope everyone out there had a fantastic weekend. Yes, I know it's November. We get it. But
Spooky season!
Christmas season!
Merry Christmas!
Yeah.
We still want to celebrate a little bit because we didn't get to do it beforehand. So why not? Why not? It's only the day after. Who cares? Who cares? So anyway.
Always spooky season. Spooky season never ends, Jake.
I mean, technically, we were having a conversation before.
It ended yesterday.
How the three of you were going to decorate within the next week for Christmas, and it's still fall.
I didn't say that. I did not. Those words did not come out of my mouth. Nah. No.
I'm just putting it a little bit at a time. I'm not gonna
you two don't do a black Christmas.
I'm not gonna put up all of my 4 Christmas trees yet. Come on.
I forgot you had 4.
Oh my God, that's right.
I forgot you had 4.
That is ridiculous. She's gonna put up 1 each week. That way, December 1st rolls around like that. Yes, we're here. We're back. We're excited. It feels like forever since we've been on one of these. Just because it may have been a long weekend, but we're back. We have some really good SchmoeDown to talk about. We have a big pay-per-view to talk about. And towards the end of the show, after the discussion of SchmoeDown, we're going to take your guys' questions. Kind of the pseudo Q&A. It could be SchmoeDown. It could be non-SchmoeDown. You guys are more than welcome to ask us anything at this point. Maybe we'll pull a game out. Who knows? But we're going to hang out for the last half of the show and just kind of, be our little POV selves. So, crew, how we doing? How was everyone's weekend? Jill, how are you?
I forgot to shade my nose, but everything's fine other than that.
I thought you said shave. I thought you said shave too.
I forgot the shading on my nose, but whatever. It's fine. We're here. We're having a party.
You look great.
Thanks. Thank you. I was on SEN today. That was fun. I got a late night text or a morning text. I got a text yesterday afternoon from Marzonia, and he was like, "Hey, can you be on SEN tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think all my meetings were canceled." I was like, "Y'all can't find anybody, can you? If you're asking me to come on, like you guys are on your short list at this point." And he's like, "No, you've always been on the list. It's just like everyone's gone." I'm like, "Sure, Alex, sure." Like, Alex is like being the sweet summer child that he is.
Was Goddard supposed to be on it today?
I think so. So it was me, Steph.
Did you see what happened to him?
I know. It was so crappy.
So Ben's car got broken into. Back window shattered. But then he said that he had his roommate's car key in his car, and his roommate's car was gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole car.
Not
just part of it.
The whole
Not
car.
part of it. The whole car.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Goddard has been having a rough day. So
yeah.
I was curious if he was going to be on it. And I was like, "There's no way."
He wasn't supposed to. He wasn't going to be anyway. But it just happened. Which is because I saw him literally last night, so it was kind of like really unfortunate that I read that today. And I was like, I literally saw you yesterday, and now you're like, your car got broken.
Yeah.
Sucks, man.
Damn.
Sucks.
Mr. Avlicina, how you doing, man?
I can't. I was gonna say good daddy-o, but I can't. It's just weird. I couldn't even fake it.
Well, I was hoping you were going a different route because this gentleman is actually here. There you go.
Yeah, so I can't decide. Hey. I couldn't decide between. I should just flip it inside out. Hold, please.
Hold, please. I'll be back.
Oh, you could have just turned your camera off instead of
fine.
zooming us in. Molly, how was your weekend? You had wow. You not only were you social media famous, but you stayed up till the latest I've ever seen someone stay up.
Yeah. We threw a big party Saturday night. Evan was there. He knows where my house is now. So that's fun.
His wife dressed up as him.
That was so cute. That was so freaking cute.
And they sang an adorable song from High School Musical together. And it was,
which one?
I don't know. I haven't seen High School Musical.
Evan, which song did you sing? I need to know. That's freaking cute.
But yeah, we went to bed like right around 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
Much better.
There you go.
Oh my God, it does kind of look like it. Oh my God, that's so funny. And it's incredibly tight, so it's very accurate. Oh my god, that's so funny.
That looks like it's from Target. That makes sense. That tracks. That tracks.
It is from the Spirit Store. Excuse me.
They did the right in shot. Beautiful.
That sounds right.
Perfection.
I don't know. I was a couple of drinks in by that.
Oh my god, this is too funny. This is cracking me up.
I made a big old batch of Hunch Punch, or Jungle Juice is what you guys call it over on that side. And we drank all of it.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Well, yeah, you lushes. Not just you and Alex, and the whole shebang.
So just tea for me tonight.
Didn't you said you were like on your like third batch of tea or something?
It's something third, fourth, fifth. I don't know. My voice is also hoarse because we sang a lot of karaoke. So yeah, still recovering.
So before I came on, I was dressed in my normal outfit, and then these two started being like, "You didn't dress up," and I was going to say my costume was just me being violently single, but I mean, negative Nancy's over here. But no, this is actually way better.
You know who's not violently single? Jake Berlin.
All three of you.
But Jake just proposed, so that's like definitely not single.
It's a step in the other direction.
I accept your apology, Jake, for giving me sass on Thursday, saying when I asked you, "What are you doing?" or why'd you take Friday off?
Yeah.
Because none of us knew. Like, because like Sean
I forgive you
did
now.
You know?
Forgive me. No. Forgive me.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch the tape back, sir.
Me? What are you talking about?
I
just was like, "What are you doing? Why did you take the day off?" It's none of your business.
I didn't say it like that. Jill, did I say it like that? I didn't say
that. Pretty snippy. So.
There might have been a little sass. Probably not as sassy as Brian.
Maybe it was a jokey sass, and then Brian got all butthurt and shut down for about an hour.
There was no jokey.
Okay, children. Children, calm down.
This is really hot. Oh, because this side is like cheap, but this is actually like really like
plush.
Yeah, and so now it's getting violently hot in here.
Yeah,
violently hot.
That's Brian's
under the lights. Violently, yeah. Oh, I just stared into the light too long. Okay.
Don't do it.
Sorry, we're good.
And so I got a lot of trick-or-treaters yesterday, which I was super excited about. Some of them even complimented my decorations, and I answered the door like this, and one little girl was like, "Oh my god, it's Pikachu!" I didn't have the stick. I had this like stick to hold the ears up. I didn't have the stick in, so the ears were like flopped down, and I was like,
I would have shut the door. I would have
just been like, no candy for you, sweetheart. Sorry.
Get it right, kid.
She realized though, and she was like, "Oh, you're Baby Yoda. Okay."
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god.
Well, before we get going, I do want to thank and give a shout out to everyone who did respond to Gabby and I's posts. We do appreciate it. It's obviously a big weekend, so
I tried to ignore it, but it was freaking everywhere. So
because it's a happy thing.
Kidding. I know, I'm kidding.
Damn it!
It was cute.
I was gonna ask.
Well, anyway,
I was gonna ask Gabby to come in before we started so I could see the ring, but I didn't want to scare her, so I didn't.
She's still.
Oh, she's watching.
Are you kidding me? She's running right now. She's running.
No. She started her new position today, so it's her first shift today at a new position. She's working till about 8:30 our time, and so she is currently working while multitasking and watching. So. But yeah, thank you to everybody. So.
New position as fiance. That's the new position.
Hey,
who was with you guys to take the pictures?
Yeah.
So just I guess I can do a quick little story. So
yes, please.
She has a really good friend that she met at a wedding they have a mutual friend from back home. They met. She was the photographer at that wedding, and Jen is her name. She's an incredible photographer. She's really good. She's really nice, and I actually reached out to Jen because I know you guys know, but Gabby's done a little bit of modeling on the side.
Yeah.
And Jen has shot some of her stuff before, just like headshots and stuff. And so I reached out to Jen like 2 months ago. I said, "Hey, can you reach out to Gabby and ask her if she wants to do a photo shoot? This is what's going to happen."
I figured you did.
That's so freaking smart.
And
Sean,
so
take notes.
yeah, so it started out as like just she was going to shoot some photos of her, and then I was going to get in because we also want photos for the house, and our house is very blank of photos of us. And I knew it worked, and Jen totally worked around her schedule for us, and she wanted to be there, and so I went to 2 for 1. It was a proposal and engagement photos at the same time. So yeah,
I'm mad you didn't tell me, so that way I would have thrown you a what are they like engagement brunch or something.
Well, so
it's not too late.
I don't think we had any.
It's over now.
I don't think we had any photos of it, but so everything happened at about 4:30 or so. Brian, I don't know if you know we went to the Marin Headlands right before the Golden Gate Bridge.
I just saw something and Google mapped it, and I figured out it was Sausalito.
Yes, but what she didn't realize is that I actually got her mom here from San Diego.
I'm gonna cry.
Her sisters, her whole entire family, and my family were waiting at a restaurant, and I surprised her.
I was waiting for this. I mean, I was literally.
We're gonna do more, but
the second he said that, I went, not Gabby.
Gabby, did you have? I want to know if she had. Gabby, did you have any like remote clue, or were you just like totally?
So she has been telling everyone that she. And I felt this way, but obviously I feel different than some people. I give off perception, but I felt like I had given no indication as to what was happening.
We were blindsided.
And
okay, so was Gabby apparently.
But yeah, so after that, and it was a 2.5 hour drive home. So I surprised her at dinner at a restaurant, and our entire families were there. And she had no idea. Her mom came in from San Diego. Her sister drove down from Oregon. Like, it was like a big old thing. So yeah,
it was freaking cute.
Preach. Preach.
Get someone who's a very good liar to propose to you.
Rule number 1.
But yeah, I do want to say real quick, and this is a really funny story, but Sean messaged me on Saturday, and obviously the congratulations or whatever, and then his reply was, and it's classic Sean, he goes, "Thank you so much for putting the pressure on me now."
There it is.
It's better to be in that. I mean,
you
can come join the single boat, but I think he'd much rather do that. So
I'm not saying he's wrong in that statement, but he's good.
I mean, if you're dressed that,
I'll just patiently await my invitations to the parties and the weddings.
Same.
Everyone will get one.
I'll wait.
Everyone will get
I know. I told Sean, I was like, looks like we're gonna be taking a trip up north in the next 2 years or so.
Well, actually, it might become a destination wedding down there. So.
Ooh, even better.
No, I wanted everyone to be forced to come.
Exactly, and you know the reason why we're going to do it is because it weeds out the people who don't want to travel. There you go.
No, I will travel, but I'm just saying I wanted everyone to finally be like,
you better hold that tongue, Brian. You better hold that tongue.
I would have gone up north, but like, I mean, I'm not gonna say no. Are you coming down?
I'm not gonna complain about being. Oh God, force me to travel. Oh God, pull my leg.
Southern California. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no,
but that's a long ways away. We got about 1 million questions from everybody about it already.
Jake's like, that's like 4 years away.
No. I mean. No, we don't want to be engaged long, so it'll probably happen very quickly. So
7 months, mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway,
wait till the surprise of we're pregnant.
No, stop it.
No, they need to enjoy newlywed life first, please.
All right, let's get back on track here.
Right,
we're here from SchmoeDown, everybody. What is SchmoeDown? The movie trivia.
Nothing happened.
We have 2 matches to talk about, both on Friday. Brandy, that's way too soon. Please.
Yes.
No.
God.
No.
Perfect.
Hey. Makuga's ordained.
Oh my God.
A bunch of us will be there already.
Gabby is currently hyperventilating. Please put that down.
Christian Harbaugh.
Message. All right, so we have 2 matches to talk about today. We're going to start with the first one. We're going to go in order. We have the Friday afternoon match, which was kind of a bracket buster in a lot of minds. That is Mr. Paul Oyama, primetime Paul Oyama, and the Barbarian for the Finstock Exchange. Face off in round number 2. A lot of people going to Paul Oyama, rightfully so, picking him for this one. And Barbarian comes in, plays an incredibly great match, and he takes the victory and upsets Paul Oyama. And here's the kicker. Swag is officially done for the year.
No.
They are
Mhm.
done.
Real?
Paul
My
was
brain
there.
didn't even register.
Paul
that.
was their last chance at any kind of points. They obviously have not had the best year. And Paul's had a little bit of a shaky year just because of the final exam situation. But they're out. They're out. And FinStock Exchange pushes someone a little bit forward. Barbarian gets his much needed win because he has been struggling. Let's talk about it a little bit. Jill, I want to hear your thoughts first on this one because Paul is a close friend of yours.
Yeah.
Not
What did you
anymore.
think about this one?
Not anymore. He hasn't texted me back. But first of all, I want, because one thing that during his promo, he made the most niche joke, and I don't know how many people remembered it. He made a Craig the Barbarian joke, which is right? Is that what it's called? Right? No, it's
Conan the Barbarian?
No, it's
I missed this. Or maybe I'm just not remembering.
Oh my god, it's a Disney Channel show.
I
Time.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's called something the Barbarian.
The Barbarian.
Yes.
Yes. Dave the Barbarian.
Dave the Barbarian. Yeah,
he makes a Dave the Barbarian joke, which is just wonderful because then I got the theme song stuck in my head for the entire match. But this was thank you, chat. I got there before you commented, but I got there. Because it was Paul's game. Like he was ahead the entire thing. Craig got opponent's choice, played it very well. He navigated it very nicely.
He didn't miss or check down.
No, so that was
well, yeah, he went 4 for 4 in his opponent's choice.
Yeah.
That was just the kicker of the game. That was
and I mean, and it came down to the 5, really. Paul couldn't pull his 5. And it's it's unfortunate because I feel like this was Paul's game to lose.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. He couldn't hit his 5, unfortunately. But Craig did play really freaking well. He had a really great round 1. I think he was only down by 1 after round 1.
He missed the last question to go perfect.
Yeah, so he was down by 1. Paul didn't get the bonus question, and he got perfect round 2 in opponent's choice. He did not have to answer his 5. I don't believe.
So he only missed 1 question.
Yeah.
Which, and the Craig that we saw in this match, I think, is the Craig that has been hyped up since Craig started in the Schmoedown. Because like he hasn't been like a bad player. He's just hyped up on this pedestal, like, oh, Craig is going to dominate in 3 divisions, and like he's going to be in IG and teams and singles, and he's going to belt in all of them, and like we didn't really see that at all. But this, I'm starting to see where people are getting that from because he played a really freaking great game, and as we said, he busted a bunch of brackets and. Good for him for doing so. I mean, it's really crappy about Paul. He really did not have a great season this year, which is really unfortunate because obviously Paul's a really good friend of mine.
Was.
Until he texts me back. How dare he? But so it's unfortunate to see someone who I know loves the game so much to not perform well in a season. So it's really unfortunate. Very curious to see. And it's sad that swag is basically over other than the supposed Chundru title match.
I think we can probably close this match with that conversation because that's something that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Everyone's asking about that in the chat. They're obviously asking about Paul's future with swag. We'll get to that, but I do want to hear Brian. This was just, it was almost like a weird match in a way because you typically don't.
It wasn't a bad match.
No,
that's what's weird about it.
No,
is that it wasn't a bad match. He lost because he missed a 5 and he checked down twice, I think, in round 2, and that's it. That's it. Literally. Like, I mean, other than that, he would have. Oh well, I shouldn't say he would have won because Barbarian didn't have to answer his 5. But I mean, that's not a bad day for most people.
No.
I mean, a lot of people would love to have match like that where you just miss your 5 essentially. And you didn't miss anything in the first 2 rounds. So I think that's the crappy thing about it is, I mean, played well. He missed technically 1 question in the whole entire match, and it cost him.
Yeah.
But Barbarian played that much better. I mean, he matched exactly how. I mean, Paul didn't get his bonus, so they matched the first round. Second round, Barbarian didn't miss on opponent's choice. Really wonder what it would have looked like had he gotten the slice that he spun away from instead of the one that they picked.
And that's Monster Movies, I believe it was.
And that's what Paul got.
Which is what Paul got.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And it's and that I'm very interested to see what would have happened had Paul given Craig what he spun away from.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it wasn't a bad match. I mean, a lot of people would love to only just miss their 5 in a match, but Barbarian was able to play that much better. And I mean, Barbarian Taylor combo seems to be a winning combo.
Where the hell is Gucci, by the way? Like, he only shows up in big. He only shows up in big matches. Apparently, like, doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Maybe his Tesla is not getting good reception anymore.
I'm not responsible for him, so
yeah.
Yeah, Molly, what about you? I mean, look, Barbarian moves on. He takes out Swag. He takes out Ayama. What do you think of this one?
I was really impressed with Barbarian's game in this one. He looked really, really sharp. I thought Paul missed one in round 2. I know he checked down.
He checked down.
Oh, I think he did because I think.
So he missed. From what I remember, he checked down to a second question in multiple choice. He missed it. Then Barbarian stole the Godzilla question, the cameraman. And then Barbarian missed a steal for the last.
Oh, yeah, the challenge. That was a good challenge.
The challenge I thought was brilliant.
And so
I thought that was a brilliant challenge.
Yeah, so Barbarian stole that question, but because of the challenge, it was reversed.
That's right.
And Winston, like, again, great managing. But I believe Paul missed the last question and Barbarian missed the steal in that question.
Yeah, the challenge because I just watched this match today. The challenge was really good, and it was basically just it was just like Mark misspoke a little bit, which they had to go back and kind of double check that it was him not getting the name right. But yeah,
did you catch it the first time? Because I didn't catch it until Winston caught it.
No.
So that was impressive. I had to go back. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Did he say it wonky?
Yeah, it was like
kinda.
It was like area.
I think it's because we're reading it on top of listening,
so we don't actually.
Yeah, it's a little different for us compared to the competitors who aren't reading anything; they're just hearing. So.
Yeah, he slurred it. He even said, like, "I want to make it noted that I am not drunk. I just misspoke."
You sure?
Which I mean, monster movies as a category can be really, really tough because
there's so many.
There's a lot of deep cuts there. And PJ loves monster movies.
That's his jam, even going back to like classic Godzilla stuff too. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, this just wasn't the day for Paul. But still excited for what he is gonna do next year. But I'm bummed that Swag is done for the year.
I agree. So I was very impressed with Barbarian. I mean, he's struggled this year. We haven't seen him as much as I expected him to be as one of the veterans on the exchange. And to beat someone like Paul is very good for his resume. That looks very good for him in the future. He's probably going to be an exchange member next year. But yeah, Paul just struggled a little bit. I kind of put the match on the second round choice to give him YA. It clearly is something that he likes and maybe has seen plenty of because it's a pretty recent section of movies.
They've been difficult though. We've seen a lot of really difficult YA questions.
But when he gets a question, something like how many Maze Runner movies have been released theatrically, then you're like, okay, well, there are some softer ones in there that can help him. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he just didn't know that. And that's fair. And that's how the game rolls sometimes. I do want to say this is one of the more fun matches I've had watching when Christian and Mark are on the desk.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on, but they were like in this loopy headspace that I was totally loving.
Yeah, the helium gas was flowing or something.
Well, and I go back to a moment, it was really round 1 or 2, but Barbarian asked for a repeat, and Christian goes, "Uh-oh." I was like,
Christian was making like
I like burst out in laughter. I was like, why can't this happen every time?
It's been a long year. I think they're just starting to get a little loopy.
Yeah.
I was totally loving
They're
it.
just
Like,
done.
yeah, it felt like the match where they did the commentary over the voice. Like that's what it felt like, where they were just kind of like two people were playing trivia, but they didn't care about them. They were just talking to each other. And it was a really fun time. And it obviously didn't end up how I wanted to with Paul, but that's what I missed so much with Mark and Christian. And I know they're so busy and we have so many different people coming in, which I love, but that's what it was all built on when those two are like that. And I hope that next season we get a lot more of that because it's all going to be in person, or a majority of it, because they work so well together as a tandem. So
yeah,
and Mark sitting down always helps, I'm sure.
All right, so before we move on to the big pay-per-view, I do want to bring up
also wait. Barbarian still yeeted something.
Did
he? What did he yeet?
When he missed his question before the bonus, he took his clipboard and went and just slammed it into the ground. And I was just like, aha, there's another one.
Yeeted.
Also, he needs to be watched because the second round, he was listening to Elvis giving him the answers. And sir, this is singles, not teams. Just saying.
That's fair.
Just be careful. Just looking out.
All right, before we move on to the Shazam Lightning Time, we do have 2 Streamlabs that have come through. Again, everyone, if you guys can see all of our Streamlabs and Super Chats, go to Ben Bateman. He's going through a little bit of a hard time right now, so check that out. It's all linked. Our mods will throw that in the chat as well. Chuck, make sure you're doing your job, or else I'll revoke it. Rachel coming in with a donation here. She says, "Congratulations, Jake and Gabby." Thank you, Rachel. Thank you as always. And with no comment whatsoever, and doing the most always is Mr. Ricardo Franco coming in with a $100 donation.
Rick,
Ricardo,
Rick, thank you as always, man. We appreciate it. Glad to have you aboard this wacky crew we have here. So
did you see what Rick got to do last night?
What did he get to do last night?
He got to see the Nightmare in Christmas, a Nightmare Before Christmas, in person. Like, you remember how you did your Star Wars thing?
Oh,
with
yeah.
the band?
Eilish, one where Billie Eilish was there.
Yes.
I saw that. It was Danny Elfman performed.
Yes.
He does it every year. This isn't the first time they've done it.
I saw that and
that
was like, oh
must have been
God.
That's
really
cool.
fun.
Yeah, that's cool. That movie would be really cool doing that.
That would be so fun. Rick, I'm going to message you because I want to hang out soon.
Should we scratch out?
We'll see Rick at Spectacular. We'll see Rick at Spectacular.
So many people. Jake, do we need to change the Ben Bateman's GoFundMe to the Jake and Gabby Wedding Fund? God help them.
All right, let's get to the big one here. The Friday night pay-per-view match, a title match between these two fabulous teams. Shazam putting their belts on the line once again up against Lightning Time, who has had an incredible year, taking down some monstrous teams along their road to the belt. And this one was in person. And I know we're going to talk, because we talked about it briefly earlier today, about the studio aspect for this match, and we'll get to it. But I want to talk about a little bit about this match, because this match took a hard left.
This match was crazy.
This match took the hardest left we have maybe ever seen.
I don't think I've ever seen a match go in such a
it was a 1 point differential, and within 10 minutes it ended up in a KO.
Crazy.
That is,
I don't even know if it was 10 minutes.
That is something, well, with like the breaks and stuff is what I'm talking about. No, look, Shazam had I think it might have been like a 1 or 2 point lead going into round 2, right? And then they both get categories that they like, they're pretty good at. It ends in a 1 point advantage for Shazam. We go into the betting round, and the wheels just completely come off. They miss the betting question because it lands on mixed bag. You have no idea what's happening. Lightning Time misses their 3 point as they bet 3. Shazam gets to 3. And then Shazam, as we've seen plenty of times before, they take over that buzzer round. And it just ended up being one of the quickest defeats I've seen after it being like, this match could be so good. And then it just like fell apart really quickly. Thoughts?
I mean, they looked like they were having fun.
Yeah,
I will say
They
that.
did. They did.
For as hard as it kind of crashed and burned, I was so glad that Liz Shannon Miller and Ethan were just like, well, that's how it goes sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
and like the stuff that Liz was saying about one of
just go with it. The betting question.
just go with it. Yeah, the stuff she was saying at the end about like how terrible she'd never seen the movie, but she was like reading the bad, terrible reviews of it online, and it was hilarious.
Plot twist. I love Just Go With It. I
Uh-oh.
love that movie.
She's gonna come after you.
So Liz.
Gonna get you.
She was like, if I'm gonna lose a game to a movie, it might as well be one as terrible as this one sounds like
Oh
it
my
is.
God.
Just go with it.
It's
But-
the Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, Brooklyn Decker movie where they go
I
to
never saw
Hawaii. And
Oh.
Nicole Kidman plays a character that is absolutely hilarious in the movie. But anyway. So.
Wow. Yeah. I literally like felt like I was watching it, and then all of a sudden these goes, and you're winning. I'm like, what's the point score? Like,
Yeah.
it was like 1 point. And I was like, there's still round 5. And then it was just like, oh, like it's over. Whoa, what happened? It just like, I don't think I've ever seen a more like, and we're done.
Like legit.
It was
Legit,
crazy
though.
because the 5-rounders are the only matches that you can lose points in. So it very quickly went just like whoop, because they were losing points and Shazam was gaining points. And,
it was weird. It was very weird how like it just like on a dime. I don't think I can't remember like ever a match that quickly just like head to head. Round 1, dang near the same. Round 2, dang near the same. 3, 4, okay, it's over. Okay. Like it just, if you were to ever tell me, oh yeah, Ethan Irwin and Liz are not going to make it to round 5,
Yeah.
I would have laughed you out of the room.
yeah.
I would have been like, you're a joke. You clearly
who do you
don't
think
know
you
what
are?
you're talking about. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, okay. That happened. So,
Yeah.
and then the best part of the whole entire thing was the second the match was over and Jen went, oh, hold on. The kid's just finished getting off the phone with his mom. I died.
Well, and he goes, they wanted to know what happened.
I know.
That's so
I
cute.
died. The most Canadian, nice little child thing. I mean, I would have done probably the same thing.
Little child thing? Really?
Yeah, he's a little kid. He's like, what, 12? He's
like 12. You got a signed permission slip to show up to the studio.
Jill, before I get your thoughts, I do want to say that this match, because of the result and because of the KO, Shazam gets 9 points for their faction. And now they are tied at second with the dungeon at 76 points. They are 8 points back of corruption because of Shazam's victory.
Wow.
That
That's
put them back
crazy.
in the faction race heading into Spectacular with, a few members left. They obviously have press room left in the tournament who could very well make it to the Spectacular, and then they get a bunch of points in that. But I mean, what did you think about this one outside of it just being an absolute crazy ending?
I mean, I'm on the same page with everybody else where like, I thought it was gonna be one of these matches that would come down to the 5 or a potential overtime situation. It was literally 1 point basically differentiation, but like from like before, like right before the betting round. I think it was like maybe 1 or 2
Shazam was
point
only
difference.
up by 1 point. Yeah.
Something crazy. And then what blows my mind, and for Shazam too, is why in the heck would y'all bet 3 points on mixed bag?
That's ballsy.
That's just straight up ballsy. Like, I'm saying that to Shazam too, where Shazam got lucky and they knew their question, but like, you don't know what they're gonna ask. They could ask you a freaking comic book movie question that you're not.
They
gonna
can ask you a
know.
Star Wars question.
They can ask you a Star Wars question.
I think Sam Levine was saying in one of like the post interview that they had watched a lot of their previous games that they almost always bet 3. So maybe that they're just like, Let's go all in.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, so that was kind of interesting to me from both Shazam and Lightning Time that both of them bet 3 on a mixed bag question. I thought that was really pure insanity, to be honest. But yeah, it was so weird, but like they were having a really good time with it, which was nice. They were having a lot of fun with it, but how it just completely flipped on its head in the span of like 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 1 point difference, and then it was a 13-point difference.
Yeah, it went from 1 to 7. And then Lightning Time missed 2 buzzers, and Shazam got 2 buzzers, and that was the game. Like
crazy.
That was the game.
Crazy. Insanity. It was nice though. I thought it was really nice to have it back in a studio setting.
Mm-hmm.
Thought, I don't know if this is going to be the studio for next season, but whether it is or not, I really thought the Skybound aesthetic was really nice because, you know, Schmoedown is Skybound now. So I thought it was really nice to actually have like the Skybound logo, and it was really super nice. The thing I felt kind of weird with it was that we're so used to seeing in studio matches with having even some kind of small little background audience.
It was dead
and
quiet.
I think this was just the people you saw on camera.
Yeah.
Maybe like Courtney or another producer or Terry Lynn or somebody. And then like the camera people, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that felt kind of weird to me because I think the beauty of the in-studio thing is you get to hear like, and you can also usually pinpoint people. You can usually pinpoint Bibbs, but he was competing in this match. But like you can usually pinpoint people, go, oh, they're back there, and like there's obviously a little group here. And so I understand that like obviously they want to follow COVID protocols and all that stuff, which I totally completely understand. But even just getting like a group of like 7, just be like, hey, we just need crowd noise, just so the energy is a little bit more
well
hyped.
If I remember, because I watched it yesterday for the first time, and my eyes might have just been telling me something different, but when Mark is saying let's get ready to Schmoedown, it goes to the graphic and everything, then it goes back to the actual visuals. If you look very quickly, I think the 4 competitors are the ones like who are like aggressively clapping to make sure it sounds like there's an audience there. And then they have to go right back to like in-game mode because there was nobody there, and it makes sense. Like
no one applauded for Lightning Time when they came out because there was no one there to applaud when they came out.
And look, I get wanting to make the match in person. I thought it turned out great. Like I thought it did too. I did. And Molly said it was totally fun. Like they were having a blast together. Bibbs with like the confetti and like the things that they do.
And them giving out candy killed me.
Yeah. Well, at the end in the post interview, I love when they were done and Bibbs is just looking at the camera. And Jen's like, we're gonna have to pick this up, and he's just keeps throwing candy at the camera. But no, look, I get wanting to do something in person, and I thought it worked out really good. But like Jill says, like just maybe give 5 people, you know, like 5 people can make an aggressive audience if you time it correctly, you know, and that's all. Especially like echoes and
people
stuff,
from the office. Like they don't have to be Schmoedown people. Just pull them from. Hey, you in the office next door, come on in.
Yeah.
Cheer for the entrances. Like
give the illusion.
Exactly.
Or even, you know what? If this is what's going to happen, maybe find a way to record an audience in live and then play that back during the match. Like
something. I don't know.
Add to it because you're right. That's what the Schmoedown is.
I am nitpicking because this match was a lot of fun to watch. I am being very nitpicky, but for me, that was just. It's like we're back in a studio. I want there to be some kind of energy about that.
And Mark said it at the end too. He goes, "We don't have an audience here, but we want to thank the competitors and give them a round of applause," and which does make sense. So,
cricket.
What a weird match. What a weird match.
I was just looking at the stats. Second place is a freaking battle right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much between the Dungeon and Mercs. They both have.
Well, the Exchange is only 3 points behind.
Yeah, I know. But as far as, I guess that makes a difference too. But I mean, the Dungeon has 2 singles, 1 team. The Mercs have 2 singles, 1 team, and the teams are playing against each other next.
Well, the Mercs
whoever wins,
technically have 2 teams because one of them's holding the belts.
that is true. But as far as tournament wise, to grab extra points, it can come down to a single match. Like,
Yep.
I mean, if Danger Zone has to win, they have to beat Press Room. Otherwise, that's an extra set of points, and then they could. As much as I would love to see a Nooms and Horowitz in that finals, but if Danger Zone doesn't win, you're looking at.
There's no way Dungeon wins.
They've got Parker and they've got Dan and they've got David Del Rio.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, the same thing
They
can be
have more
said,
than a lot of other people do.
the same thing can be said for our faction leaders, though. Mike and Marisol have to win. They have to, otherwise they get caught.
I cannot wait for
they don't have a choice. And Mike needs to win this week because he plays Janine this week.
Yeah.
He's their last man standing in the tournament, and then Mike has to win the IG belt and Marisol has to win the singles belt for them to even stay in the lead. Because if right now Thomas Harper has a Star Wars belt, the Den is out of the faction race. But what happens if Gold Leader gets there and he beats Thomas Harper? Like, the Stock Exchange is 1 through 4 is 11 points. That is all that is in between first and fourth place is 11 points.
It's a match and a championship belt.
That's nothing. That is like nothing in the midst of what the SchmoeDown is doing in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if the Exchange wants to win, they need to get into a title match.
They haven't had a single one all year.
They need to, because that between singles and teams, you have in the singles tournament 2 Dungeon, 2 Mercs, 2 Exchange, and there's 8 spots left. So they need
math.
Sorry. But
Numbers.
it's very it shows to how good these teams are because or how good the standings in the teams are because Dungeon has 2 singles, 1 team. Mercs has 2 singles and 1 team. Exchange has 2 singles and 1 team. Literally left in this tournament. So and those are all the second, third.
This is exactly how it should have been.
Exactly.
This is what you hope for when you create something like the faction race. You want the factions who are at the top to have the last remaining players to fight it out. You don't want someone to have say Corruption has been
Corruption's
leading.
holding on by a string too. And they're
what I'm
first.
saying is you don't want something to where Corruption's in the lead and then they have nobody the rest of the year, right? You want everyone to have an opportunity at that belt, and then the fact that the top 4 have players left, that's what you want. That's exactly what you want.
Could you imagine if the Mercs go from -1
to winning? It's gonna happen.
Did they have -2?
I think they might have had -2 at some point.
It's gonna happen.
Could you imagine?
I don't know. But
Mercs are taking it.
I will say, to Jake's point, you love it when the season's not over.
To quote Liam Neeson from the A-Team, you love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you have to win every single match counts for those 3 teams. 4 if you count Corruption.
No more math.
I'm sorry.
I do want to turn the conversation a little bit here and get back to Shazam because it's a big question. Question we had last time they won, but now that they did defeat someone in KO fashion, the size of Lightning Time, where is Shazam among these team ranks?
Best of all time.
Yeah, it has to be.
I'm kind of with you.
Best of all time.
If
they have the most wins, they have 12 wins.
If they win spectacular, you can't say a word. You can't.
No.
Because
although, to quote William Bibiani, the only time they lose
is that spectacular. So that's what I'm saying. It's very much people that look towards the negative. Oh, well, they've never won a spectacular. Like, if they lose at spectacular, then it's like you can't deny there's going to be people that go, oh, well, they're great, but they've never won at Spectacular.
Screw you.
Exactly.
Is what I say.
So if you take that out of the argument, what else do you have to say? So, I mean, if you take, like I said, if Shazam wins Spectacular, you have no other argument. There's none.
Mhm.
What, I mean, I can't think of any. You can't
People
say,
will
oh,
find
they've
an
never
argument.
won. I'm sure.
People
they
will
Oh,
find
yeah.
an argument.
Yeah,
They always
but-
do.
I think they're the best team of all time. I think their win their 12th win was a KO against Ethan Irwin and Liz Shannon Miller. Like I'm sorry, the teams that they've been playing this season are ridiculous.
Yeah, they did it.
Yeah,
not sober.
Brian Ward, you're right. I apologize. You're right.
They did it with drinks.
Yeah.
Here's to that.
And
But then again, this one gets really good when she's all of it. So
There's a fine line there.
this is the question that the conversation people will be having. Patriots were defending the belt all the time, but the questions are harder now. The game is
Mhm.
different.
yeah.
The game,
Questions are
I don't
way
know if
harder
the
now.
Patriots. I don't know if the Patriots would have lasted in this style of game.
No.
It's a
It's like a
conversation.
Whitwer question. Whitwer would be smoked if he competed in Star Wars because it was like, oh, he needs to compete for the belt, and like
100%.
he would get KO'd in round 2 if he competed in today's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like
100%.
the leagues in all divisions between now and even 2 years ago are miles different. So
Yeah.
Mark Ellis
mean-
had a belt at one point. Like, come on, like
Yeah, that's true.
things change.
Jake Freeze. Oh no.
No,
Damn,
I'm sorry. I was
You
reading
stood
something.
so perfectly still without blinking. I
I
was convinced you were frozen.
I was trying to decipher a Streamlabs we got.
Oh.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, to what Jill said, like, I mean, Makuga, if I'm correct, like,
What'd you just say?
Makuva?
Makuga
Makuga.
almost won a championship at one point.
He did. He almost won.
So,
So before I read the Streamlabs, I did put a poll up in the chat just to see what people thought. We have around 60 votes, and there's 3 different options here. So 12% said that Shazam is not the best team yet, and then
What do they gotta do?
19% said if they win a spectacular, they will be. And a whopping
Okay.
69% said yes, without a doubt, they are the best team of all.
So I want to know who the people are saying that they aren't, because they are also saying that even if they win at Shazam, if they win at Spectacular, they're still not the
Makuga.
best. So I want to know, for everyone in the chat who answered that, I want to know what they would need to do in your eyes.
and if you don't
For
like
them to
them,
be
then
the
that's
best one.
fair. I get it.
Yeah, it's like as far as stats go, they're the best team.
Mhm.
They're the best team. They have 12 wins together. 12.
Yeah,
Outside
and
of that, like, what do they need to do?
They
the
haven't even been a
argument
team for that long.
the argument that they haven't defended as much as Patriots, that doesn't matter now because, like we said, the questions are way harder.
And there weren't
now
many
than they
teams
used
back
to
then.
be.
There's like, how
Yeah.
many teams do we have these days?
They weren't having team tournaments back when the Patriots were playing for the belt.
I'm also like, I would love to put Snyder and JT against Shazam. Go ahead, see what happens. Bet you it's
You know
not
what's going to
pretty.
happen? Good night.
Yeah.
Is what's going to happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Good
So-
mother effing night.
You know what's funny is I remember like 2 years ago when Brendan Meyer was like coming up on the scene, right? And Bibbs was like this guy that nobody wanted to mess with. I think Brendan Meyer's the A player in that team.
I think they're both A players. It just depends on.
Mhm.
Who's
I
answered
think
the
I think
questions.
Brendan Meyer's a little bit better of a movie trivia player right now than Bibbs is right now.
Pips has played a lot of perfect games though.
Mhm.
Okay, see, Andy, I appreciate that. Not yet, because I like other teams. Fair enough. I mean, that's fine with me. I mean, I
So
would never.
apparently they've defended just as many times as Shirewolves now. So
Mhm.
Okay, that's fair.
that's a big number.
I truly think they do it at Spectacular. Like, what else do you have?
I'm
to say?
so excited to see them play at Spectacular.
I know.
Because the last time I was at Spectacular, I sat on the walkout row and they threw candy in my face. Like I'm so excited to see them play at Spectacular.
I love that, like, the puzzle pieces are slowly starting to come together. It's who you're going to get to watch at Spectacular. Like, I'm gonna call IG Parker versus Kalinowski. I don't.
Well,
like
that's
the
that's
Chandra
what it is
thing.
because that Chandra match isn't happening.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got your IG there, and then you're moving on to Star Wars. You've got that
Which we
close
find out.
between.
Is it this week we find that out? I don't know if that match
Is next
this
week the last which matches next week? Or,
I think-
sorry, this week.
I think, dude,
Well, all we have left is
Gold Leader Nikki, but I don't know when it
Gold
airs.
Leader.
Nikki and Gold Leader.
I
So
don't know
like
when that airs.
one of those is playing Thomas. So it's like you kind of get your idea of who the Star Wars match is going to be.
I want Gold Leader and Thomas Harper just as much as anybody, but it would be pretty cool if Nikki got there.
Right?
That'd be pretty cool.
It
I'm
would be
so
pretty cool.
excited to see who ends up playing at Spectacular. I can't
Mhm.
wait.
And then
Fine
teams,
young tenderoni.
Fine Young
Yeah.
Tenderoni.
and then teams.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Pay-per-view
Friday. Cool.
Perfect.
There you go.
Beautiful. So I mean, you've got that. Teams.
Hope you
Who
go
cares
down.
who wins out of teams? Because each one of those teams left, you're getting a show going against Shazam. And then
Yep.
singles is an absolute bloodbath right now. It's like someone amazing is going to come out of that to play Marisol.
Okay,
so it's like
question for the panel. Just before we move on here, and I will say we're gonna get into some questions here in a second, guys. So if you guys have any questions you want us to answer, again, SchmoeDown or non-SchmoeDown related, put those in the chat. We have 3 teams left in this team tournament, and we're gonna find out who is playing King Arthur here this week. Out of those 3, who would you like to see play Shazam at Spectacular more?
Who's the 3?
Danger
King Arthur,
Zone.
Press Room, and Danger Zone.
Oh, who's your game show?
For me, it's King Arthur. I want to see King Arthur and Shazam throw the hammer down.
I'm so torn because
We clearly we know where Miss Grogu is in this one.
I am so torn because if I pick Danger Zone, I mean, me wanting Dungeon to win the whole thing, there's that. But like, then I get to actually see Dan play. Ben, okay. Dan, but like the draw is Dan for me. I mean, you have Press Room. I get to see Perry and then Horowitz, who's freaking killing it. But then you got Griffey and King Khan. So it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. Part of me, I tend to lean towards, I mean, how many times am I going to get to see Dan play? Probably not very many.
Well, it would also just be like, I mean, they came together at the beginning of this year. It would be cool to see them play at the final event, you know, and have them make it through the entire year.
Dan and Bibbs, I would
But
love
they have
that.
2 really hard teams to get through if they do get through.
Yeah.
2 really, like this week's match is not like Press Room is legit.
Yeah.
That's a tough match. That is a tough match.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, when the teams tournament started, it was the most balanced tournament I think I've seen in almost ever. Star Wars, it doesn't count because they're all just a bunch of psychos.
They're all psychopaths.
But teams, it's just like when you looked at that bracket going, I have no idea who's going to win this. Not a clue.
Bill, did you pick King Arthur?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Because like we're all saying, like any of these teams are like legit headlining teams.
Mhm.
Obviously, I would say statistic wise, I would imagine that Danger Zone is going to take it. But like we've all been saying, we're seeing these phenoms in Press Room and King Arthur that it could really go either way. I do think that Griffey Nooms is a lot of freaking fun live.
Yeah.
Like
That's honestly
Yeah.
like the person I want to just see do his whole life.
if I had to pick one person I would want to see, because I feel like King Arthur would put on more of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they would put on more of
Maybe.
a show. Maybe. But like when you go to Spectacular, you want to see teams like Danger Zone, you know? And then Press Room, because everyone just loves freaking Perry Nemiroff, you know, and Horowitz is taking names right now.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no to a Merc versus Merc situation. So,
God no. Mm-mm.
Well, that's true. I didn't even think about
yeah,
that.
like give it to me. I'm down for that.
I would
Some
love to
guaranteed
see
points.
how. I'm sure Coy would manage both.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh,
He would
yeah,
have the most freaking fun doing that. Are you kidding?
I
me?
would love to see the Real Rejects manage Shazam.
Oh, that'd be
my
fun.
God. That'd be hilarious.
All right, guys. So questions. Get some questions in there. We did go to Streamlabs. We'll finish up with some questions here for the next about 20, 30 minutes or so, if we get that far. But we did get a Streamlabs here from one Theral. Thank you so much, Theral. Appreciate it. He says, it's my birthday on November 8th. I'll be 52. It would be nice if POV was on Monday, which we will be. So there you go.
Check.
So we'll be there for your birthday. And then he says, Schmoedown ends on November 19th, which is the last scheduled match. So much for the Chunju match before Spectacular. Yeah, it doesn't, with the schedule, how it's kind of working out, doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Is there really nothing between the 19th to the 4th?
Mm-mm. It's only like 2 weeks.
It's only 2 weeks.
What are we going to
like
do?
2.5 weeks. Well, I mean,
What are we gonna do? We're just gonna sit in a corner and cry. I guess.
We're gonna eat a lot because that's Thanksgiving week, and
yeah.
Facts.
Fun fact. Hot take.
naps.
Thanksgiving's over.
Okay, I gotta finish the stream.
How
Brian's making hot
dare
takes.
you,
Okay, he's
sir.
just okay. Anyway,
Says the guy who
and-
doesn't like onions.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Do you eat chicken nuggets on Thanksgiving, Brian? Don't lie.
No, I eat ham.
Get French fries.
I make my
Ham.
mom make ham.
Also,
I mean,
hi,
ham
Bador.
is
Long
great.
time no see.
I'm not
Hi,
gonna hate on
Bador.
him.
Hello.
Hello.
What's
One
the
last
movie
part of the
where-
Streamlabs here. One last part of the Streamlabs.
Christmas
there's
with the
more.
Cranks.
He says, question, does all the Patreon money go to Jake's dogs? No.
No.
No. I wish, but no.
Now, currently, Jake's wedding, but not the dogs.
Wow, we have a long way to go for that. Okay, Super Chat just came through, Mr. Movie Fanobi.
Hello.
What's up? Rocking post-Halloween costumes, respect. Hell of a Patreon match. No spoilers. Happy week, everyone. Steve, thank you so much. For
I can't.
Appreciate
I
you.
will be so angry if the Janine Mike match gets spoiled for me. Honestly, that is my that might be my match of the
I
tournament.
wouldn't
for
have
me.
even
Tread
mentioned that,
lightly
Ryan.
on Twitter.
I know.
Ryan, I wouldn't have even mentioned that because there's gonna be someone in the chat right now that's gonna say something.
Yeah.
So
Don't
I
be a
would-
dick. Sorry.
I
don't
would,
be a
I
dick.
would change it to private chat if I were you.
Yeah. Don't be a jerk.
Hashtag don't be a dick.
All right. Well, with that said,
Anyway,
let's get to some questions here. We have a couple that we've gotten through here in the chat. I'll bring them up. I want to make sure I didn't skip any. We'll start off here with Mr. Eli Mack. Thank you so much, Eli. When do you think that the Schmoedown press conference is going to happen? That is a great question.
like the expo.
No, so remember the thing that Harloff posted in Facebook that you had commented on for us, asking
Yes.
for Schmoedown
Yes.
after shows to put their links in if they'd be interested in doing like a press conference for the Schmoedown competitors. There was no real indication on whether or not that was going to be at the expo or possibly something that's happening next year.
I threw our hat in the ring for.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I mean, look, we're going to be at Spectacular, and we've heard the rumblings that there might be a possibility of some after shows or media having booths at the expo. We're all in for that.
Expo, yes. During the actual thing, I'm partying. Sorry, you can.
Yeah, no, yeah,
you
for
can
sure. But
not put me on that list.
as far as like that, I know he was talking something like a digital press conference. I don't know. That's something that would probably need to be planned. pretty
Maybe the
far in
weekend
advance.
before, probably.
Yeah,
If
that-
it's the weekend before, why not?
Or
It'll
the
be
Friday
interesting to
night.
see- It'd be interesting to see how it would work with all of the after shows and media, quote unquote. So, yeah, I mean, we're all for it, obviously. So that'd be a lot of fun. But we'll be at the expo too. So maybe we'll have a table. Who knows?
I cannot wait to meet so many people.
Honestly, I'm a little bit worried about Alex because he knows that we're going to Spectacular. He thinks he's playing though.
Oh.
It's
yeah.
just.
Are you
That's
gonna
gonna-
break the news
that's
to
gonna be
him,
a
or are you just
heartbreaker.
gonna
It's sad.
Yeah.
not mention anything?
I've tried, giving him hints that
Subtle
he's not
hints.
playing at Spectacular, but it just goes in one ear and out the other. So if he gets up on stage and tries to play, I'm not gonna stop him.
Do we need to hold an intervention? Should we
Yeah,
like pull him
we-
aside and be like, "Listen"?
Maybe.
I mean,
Break
Thomas is in the
you.
army, so I think he can handle it. I think he can handle
That's
Alex
fair.
if worse comes to worse.
Let's just not
Molly, you
tell
could
him.
just,
let's
just
just
have-
let's just see. Let's just not tell
Well,
him.
you could just have Gabriel throw a chair at him.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Next question here from Mr. Harrison. Who do you think, or who do you want to see Roka play at Spectacular?
Oh, I forgot that was happening.
Well,
Oh,
it's not
boy, we
official.
don't know.
It's not
Yeah.
official.
Supposedly.
Christian
it
hasn't
still-
given him the okay.
He's
yet.
ignoring him, or as in every
I mean,
single time he says, "Stop dodging my calls, Harloff."
It's
hard
hard-
to tweet.
It's hard to not say Dan, right?
It's
That's what I
hard to
would
not
say.
say
Because of their
Dan.
history, but also at the same time, like I would also love to see him play Matt Nost.
I was gonna say I would love to see him play someone either from like the beginning days, but like yeah, Matt Nost is also up there too. Like could you imagine if Harloff was just like, I'll play you, like
Yeah.
something like that? Like
Uh-huh.
He would not.
no,
even
of course
dare.
he wouldn't.
He would
of course
not
wouldn't.
even dare.
Of course not. Let me imagine, Brian. He would never. But Matt Nost would be a really cool one. That'd be a really cool surprise to have.
I feel like just all the competitors that are going to be there should just get one chance each.
Question. Tag out.
Be like,
Weren't people like chiming for Scott Mance?
Because
ooh,
of
that'd
Scott
be
Mance.
fun.
Yeah, they've played twice and there was never a rubber match, I think. I could be wrong.
Peggy, no.
Oh, I'm up on
Oh.
the comments.
Yeah.
No.
Chris Jericho's
God,
kind
no
of just
bueno.
we're
No,
gonna
thank
just
you.
Put him right over.
No,
Yeah, a lot of people saying Merle. A couple people saying actually Snyder, because Snyder did retire, and they do have history together. But again, we have to wait to see if Christian's even going to allow him to do that. So we'll see.
The thing that makes me curious is let's say it was to happen. Like most people were like, okay, Dan. But if Dan's in the finals in what could
That was my
possibly
thing,
be
too.
teams and singles,
He's
depending,
not doing
you never
that.
know.
Yeah,
There's
he's not
no
doing
way
that,
in
man.
heck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was my thought process too.
Even one is kind of much, but I mean, it's not out of the realm for him to have two matches that day. So
Yep. Maybe that's how Alex plays. Is he plays Roka and
He
Asana.
plays Roka.
oh my
Um,
god.
They're like, here
All
you
their
go, Alex.
questions are about Bespin. They're just
Yeah.
all Bespin questions.
I mean, Alex played in a match with Roka once. He'll do it again.
Yeah,
He's
there you go.
desperate to play at Spectacular.
Mhm.
He's gotta be there.
Brian Nussbaum here. What is everyone's favorite match of the year? Mine is Kalinowski Chunju. I would have
That's
to.
probably
oh my
mine.
god.
I
That's
would
probably
have to
mine
agree. I
too.
think that match was incredible.
Just the opening of that match was life changing.
The whole thing, just from start to finish, was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah,
Pun intended.
yeah.
I'm biased because I'm going to say my match with Alex, but yes,
That's also up
the
there.
Kalinowski Chundru match was definitely more entertaining.
So much sass. So much sass.
No. I'm trying to think. I try to think back farther because some really good ones get forgotten.
Mara Chunju to begin the year was fantastic.
Mara Chundru was great. Her yelling for Dan is like engraved into my brain.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was good. That was really good. That might be mine.
I hope that's because there's also moment of the year, and I hope that's nominated for moment with Mara
Agreed.
calling for Dan after she wins the belt because it was
Agreed.
so freaking cool.
That was a good one. I'll go with that. Just
okay.
different.
1, 2, 3 Narnia here. Do you believe there's a difference between being the greatest and the best? No.
I would say like for me the greatest is kind of like a legacy thing, and best is more of the current. Would be my thing. Like I would put like Shire Wolves at greatest because they're no longer a team anymore, so you could say like they're one of the greatest of all time. Best, I feel like, is more of a
this is mine.
here now.
That is mine.
Oh, Marisol versus Janine
That is
is
mine.
also great.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm hoping for at Spectacular. Sorry, Jill.
But no, that would be mine. Is that greatest would be like any and all, whether they're retired or not, and then best would be like the current. For me, would be.
That's fair.
That sounds like how I would explain it too, I think. I don't really like saying best. It's like, it feels very like
Semantics.
pleb, who's top of the hill at the playground,
Yeah.
But greatest, I'm fine with saying that.
I kind of like. I don't want to sound rude. I was gonna say like I kind
Do
of
it.
don't care in the sense.
You're in
of,
the
like,
jacket. You need to sound rude.
Yeah, I guess it's funny because I just buttoned this part and I was like, oh, now I'm Lando. And so because the thing, like, honestly, like I hate hearing like anyone talk about like they're the greatest, they're the best, they're the I absolutely despise the Mount Rushmore
Me too.
conversation.
I hate
despise
Rushmore.
it.
Hall of Fame. It should be a Hall of
Yes,
Fame.
thank
not
you.
a Rushmore.
I'm sorry, there's no sport in the history of sports that has a Mount Rushmore where they're limiting 4 players.
Well, and if it's going to be a Rushmore, it's going to be the founders. So it's going to be Mark, it's going to be Christian, it's going to be Riley, and it's going to be Makuga. That's your Mount Rushmore. It's the founders of the Schmoedown. Like, that's what it is.
So I absolutely despise that conversation with, it's like, I mean, Jake plays sports. There is no like, oh, you can only have 4 people. Like, there is a ton of people that come through because if it's good, the sport stays for a long time and you get to see hundreds of thousands of great players. So that's why I also kind of hate the best in the greatest type thing, because it's like, who cares? They are amazing. Like, and I'm not dissing the question. I'm just saying in my personal preference, like if they are great, they're great. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just so much a Hall of Fame or legendary or something like that. So
I think the Schmoedown has outgrown the term Mount Rushmore. Like that was an okay term back when it was a smaller thing, but it's just gotten so big, and there's been so many great players that it's outgrown that.
Not to mention, it became a joke when a team literally named themselves
Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
So, or Rushmore. So I'll never forget Mike when was it an after show or something, and they have the balls to
call themselves Rushmore. Yeah, that was great.
All right, Leo stepping in here. What do Roxy and Winston need to do to fix for the next year after their lackluster season? In the simplest of terms, rebuild.
100%. Yeah, especially the stars. I feel like, and we talked about this briefly. I feel
when Alex lost last week, we talked.
When Alex lost, like, because I think
Cannon.
get rid of the Damon. I think, especially because now that her golden players, which was the odd couple, are no longer there, I think she doesn't pick any keepers from her current team.
That's what I said.
She just completely changes the game.
There's so many good players that have not gotten the time of day on a faction because they're not one of the top 4 that can give her points at any point in time.
Yeah.
And factions will not, like we talked about it with Radis, all those players on the Finstock exchange.
Yeah. Right?
That can get her points. Like, where are they going to go?
Because we said her biggest weakness is her loyalty.
Yeah.
And it's, which unfortunately it is, which loyalty is a great thing to have. Like, obviously it's one of the best things that you want to have in a manager, but if she wants to be at the top, unfortunately she's going to have to cut ties at some point.
And this version of the stars might have to come to an end.
Yeah.
See, now I think she keeps Alex.
If she's keeping anybody, it's Alex.
Yes. Keeps Alex. Keeps Janine.
That's what I was going to say.
And then Janine and her figure out, like, who do you want to work with?
Yep.
Who, like, this type
I could see Janine being to Roxy how Craig is to Dagny now.
Janine will be the captain of that team.
Yes.
Janine could be a huge advantage. The way she's playing, the way she plays with people, her knowledge of how the Schmoedown works. I think I agree. I would not be surprised if she just kept Janine too. Like Molly said the other day, maybe do you drop Alex in the hopes that Zach Burkett?
We had a long conversation about Burkett.
I mean, she's got ideas, but I think personally, if I'm her, I keep Janine.
Did you guys watch the Halloween, the horror exhibition match? Is that dropped publicly yet?
No, it's on Patreon.
Okay.
But I was there, and so good.
So I think she holds on to Janine. I think
It would
Janine
be
is
smart
an
of her, too.
asset.
It would be smart of her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be the number one person to pick.
Yeah,
To
for
keep.
sure.
But she needs to rebuild.
This could be a quick one from Vapion here. Who do you think the rookie of the year is at this
Griffey
moment in
Newman.
time? Thomas Harper, right?
Thomas.
Or Thomas, yeah.
Thomas has a belt.
Thomas does have a belt.
Yeah.
Until someone else wins a belt, it's got to be Thomas, in my opinion. He won.
How
a belt.
many matches has
Valid.
Griffey won? What is his record?
I'm sure it's a lot, but Thomas won a belt.
Thomas did win the belt.
But the man has played teams and singles.
He's in multiple
and
divisions.
has not lost in either.
I don't care. He remember the talk about the Dragon Con players coming in this year. He lived up to the hype. He won a belt.
I know.
He did. That's fair. That is fair. That's true. Yeah, if we were to vote today, I would also. So Griffin's currently 6-0.
Yeah, I mean that's incredible. It's incredible. But Thomas plays in the hardest division there is.
Yeah.
If Thomas keeps the belt after Spectacular, I think
then I would give it to Thomas.
If he loses, then there's a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's definitely a conversation. But I think right now it's a lock that Thomas is rookie.
Okay, yeah, if he defends it.
Because he was also the 3rd overall pick.
Yeah.
Like there was so much hype around this dude. You know? And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
taking
guess.
the belt
I was going to
across
say
the freaking universe.
Yeah, because I was going to say, what if Newman wins a belt, but if Thomas defends, then there's really nothing.
If they both have a belt at the end of the year, that's where it gets really tough because Griffey would then have won.
Yeah, but Thomas would have defended once.
Yeah,
and won the belt.
If Griffin has a belt
tournament.
at the end of the season, because then it's like he's a 2-division player.
Well, also this is obviously like a larger conversation, but if King Arthur gets to a title belt and Griffey gets to a title belt and he only wins one of those, I think he's rookie of the year because he got to 2 title shots.
Yeah,
in 1 year.
Yeah.
I don't. It's going to be a very. It's between those two.
Tough, yeah.
There's even Gordon in the chat saying Nikki. We could also throw Nikki DiMolanta in there.
If she beats Thomas, then
if she makes it through the finals,
or she beats gold leader, then Thomas, it's like her resume is off the charts, yo.
Yeah, like she's also up there. We could gold leaders up there. Like gold leader's also a rookie.
Now you're going
a little too far there. Let's not give that guy enough credit.
Let's not get carried away.
Let's not get carried away now.
Speaking of Star Wars here, should movie trivia questions be about the universe or the movies?
In Star Wars, it's about everything.
I mean, are they asking like, should they include
like how many Alex got asked of the things like that? Probably.
So like I guess they're asking like everything that is included about like text outside of the movies, behind the scenes information, stuff like that.
I mean, there was a time when they asked a lot of behind the scenes questions, but it was more like filming locations and stuff like that, and then they kind of steered away from that. Now it's gotten so competitive that they're throwing some insane actor questions in there. Like I'm talking bottom of the barrel on the IMDb page.
I think they
I don't think that's cool. I'm not a fan of those questions, and Alex did get a lot of those in his match with Nikki, but you know, I don't blame the question writers either for putting those in there because they gotta get these people to lose somehow.
It's also movie trivia, and I mean, it's at the end of the day, the questions that were asked are movie trivia. You know, so
everyone is always like, "Oh, but Molly, it's your fault for the harder questions." Fine, blame me. I don't care. But it's like I have thousands of trivia questions in my notes that are very hard, but it's like it's almost like you have to be a super duper Star Wars nerd to know where to get the hard questions that are going to be the good, hard in-universe stuff.
It's not just about watching the movies anymore.
No.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, the poor question writers, it's like, yeah, of course they're going to be pulling as many questions as they can from the actors and the stuff they can easily find on IMDb because they don't know to ask who's Greedo's family member in Return of the Jedi and Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
PJ.
Also,
calling PJ.
This moment is also engraved in my brain, and he gets Phil Tippett.
Yeah,
is just ingrained into my brain It's so good. Because now it's like those questions are asked on the daily. You know, that's just how it is now.
Here's a good question that a lot of people are probably wondering about from Curtis here. How long is the expo? When I bought my ticket, it didn't seem like there was a lot of time before Spectacular started, but I am not sure. I know that when I went 2 years ago, it was probably like an
2
hour
years
and a half,
ago,
2 hours?
I think it was like 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I will say, kind of like
It's
sit
gonna be a
back on
long
the,
day.
well, sit back on the time a little bit because things never go exactly according to plan.
Never.
And I don't know with COVID stuff, like how long they're expecting to do that stuff.
But I know that Christian is probably aiming for this one to be bigger than last time, so expect it to be for a while. And it's not like it's, I don't know if it's gonna be laid out identical because it is a different theater, but it was laid out very nicely where you can just go from table to table to table very quickly. There were never like giant lines at any of the tables to meet anybody. Everything moved around fairly quickly. They had trivia going on for some people who wanted to play. Competitors were split across the room, so they weren't all
Wasn't
bunched up
Snyder
in one corner.
hacking his stuff?
Snyder was having a garage
Yeah, he had a garage
sale.
sale. He had a garage sale. Alex and Molly were in the middle of the room, just standing there, like.
Yeah, Christian asked if we wanted to do the expo. We were like, sure. We didn't know we were like going to have a table, so we just kind of like wandered around and said hey to people.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we were like, we don't have anything to sell.
Just gonna hang out.
I'm gonna make a file a complete to the Star Wars Explained merchandising. I would like stickers. I could not.
We should
find
get
any.
stickers. You're right.
I have room on my board. I
Same.
need
I gotta
stickers.
Me too.
I don't even have a sticker on my board.
I just added 2. Patrick making this face. The kids gave it to me, and one of them said, "I do this in class, but not today, though."
But not today,
Farrell's got a question here for us. Best FCL match of the year, Manzania over Max.
That one blew my mind. I was
That was a
like,
good one.
oh my god.
Brennan's KO over JC.
Yeah, that
The
was
KO
one
was
I liked.
great. The KO was
I was just
great.
like, okay, Brennan, calm it down a little bit. Calm it down a little bit.
Tone it down a notch.
I mean, Wingblade is close to Jake and I because Jake lives around the corner from him. So like seeing Wingblade win is always a little extra fun.
I'm trying to catch up on all these questions. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We're chilling.
Nussbaum, will there be a POV vlog while we're there?
Duh.
Yeah.
We're gonna try.
There might be
I mean,
several.
There might be several. We're gonna each steal the camera.
It might
at some
not be
point.
a coherent vlog, but it'll be one.
There'll be one.
It'll be one.
I would suggest following us probably on Instagram, like each of us. 'cause
Our
that's
stories are
probably
gonna be
where-
those bunch of little bitty lines.
Well, I'm highly considering. I have a chest harness for my GoPro.
Oh my
Um,
god, we're gonna be one of those people.
I'm highly
Let him
considering-
do it.
I'm highly considering putting that on for like the night or something when we have our little house get together on
The
Friday.
Friday night.
Just
Yeah.
have like a really creepy camera in the corner, and people can just.
Well, I will
live
say-
stream.
I've done
look
that
at
at
us.
parties.
We're gonna have a lot more details on it, but I will say that we will be doing some kind of live stream Friday night, the night before Spectacular.
Something.
So look out.
We're
for
just
that.
gonna live stream Parker studying.
Yeah, it'll be
It's
Parker
just gonna be a
study.
study session.
Yeah,
Lock him in a room and just have it in the corner. It's just him with his notes like this.
we're gonna lock him in a closet, and we're gonna be reading questions to him outside the door. That's what's gonna happen.
Shouting. We're gonna be
live
lock
screaming.
him in the dungeon. Come on.
But yeah, so that's gonna be the case. And then I know some people have asked us about some kind of get together. We're still waiting on the expo stuff. That's kind of what we're thinking for a get together. So we might not have a public one. And also, for those of you who may not be in the LA area, LA is also pretty heavy on the COVID guidelines, so it'd be tough for us to get something. So that's probably a no at this point outside of the expo, but we'll keep everyone updated.
I mean, hopefully we'll have a table at least that like you guys can come up and
Or a
say
corner.
Something.
Hang out
Yeah,
corner.
we'll find something. And if we don't, we'll just pick a corner as a group, and there we go.
We'll be
Just
in
stand
the corner.
that corner
Let's-
right there.
Let's do it at the airport. Meet
Let's
up at
do
the
it
airport.
Meet up at LAX Terminal 16. That's where we'll
Mhm.
be.
Yeah.
They'll never expect it.
Let's see. Here's one from Narnia. What's your favorite moment of the year?
Oh God.
In any Schmo, it doesn't have to be a match. Maybe just anything SchmoeDown related.
There's so many.
I have
Getting
one.
paid to drink rum.
Oh, okay, whatever. None of us are that
Actually, no,
cool.
we didn't get paid for that. I think we just got free.
You just
We got
got
free
just
rum
that.
though.
We didn't
Getting
get paid.
free
We just got free stuff.
We got free booze.
I have one. It's a lot of people probably didn't listen to it, but remember when the stereo craze was happening, which was just like wild at the beginning of this
That
year.
was quick.
Then it like
Quick.
disappeared in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
No, so Christian and Kaiser were on a stereo one day, and I don't know how it happened, but they got on a topic of us, and they said some very, very nice things about us. And I have it recorded on my phone, but Christian said it's like a show that can be on our channel. And to me,
that's nice.
that meant a whole lot. That
Where are the contracts at, Harloff?
yeah,
Get us up
he
in
said
there.
that.
Yeah, watch the contracts come for you two, and then Jake and I are like, "What's going on?"
We already have contracts, so we're
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he said some very nice things, and he had said that we do a really good job of breaking things down, and it's a very SCN SchmoeDown style show, and that's probably one of my favorite moments, just because we're so new still. This isn't we haven't been around a long time, you know.
And having Christian on the show too was nice.
That was also a very big moment. That was a very good episode, and having him hang out before and after, and how long he stayed on and everything, like. Yeah, there's been a lot of good moments this year, that's for sure.
There's been a few.
I'm trying to
There's
think.
definitely a few.
Honestly, I don't think I laughed ever as hard as I did with Laura and you two for the first happy hour.
Oh, that was.
That
like,
episode was fire.
Yeah, the first happy hour was pretty dope.
Crying in the
fun.
background.
Well, yeah,
Jake
crowd surfing for Jesus. Yeah,
That's where Crowd
that
Surfing for
whole-
Jesus came from.
Like, it was just like Jake and I were in the background, but like him and I, we're crying.
I
laughing at
remember you guys dying.
everything.
Yeah.
It was just so ridiculously funny. So yeah, I'll probably go with that. Even just thinking about it makes me start to like giggle, just because it was just so hot mess.
Hot Mess
there you go.
Express. Choo-choo.
No,
Coming on the show, that was good.
That was
No.
funny.
if that man comes up to me during Spectacular,
Oh, he's gonna be searching for you.
Yeah,
I
he'll
know.
look for you
Um,
specifically.
Here's a good one from Mick here. Favorite guest of the year.
There's
Maybe
so
we'll wrap up.
many.
So we'll wrap up here next couple minutes, guys. So if you have any rapid fire questions you want us to ask or talk about, go ahead. Favorite guest. Honestly, for me, it's Christian. I've been watching the guy since 2013. Like,
It's hard not to say Harloff, yeah.
anywhere from Schmoedown to AMC Movie Talk to Collider and now to all of this. Like, I've been following him for a very, very long time, and to be able to talk to him about his baby like this, like,
Yeah.
it's pretty special. Because even Brian saw, like, our Apocalypse guys were like, dude, like, you got to talk to Christian. You had Christian on the show, because they've been
Like,
watching just as long as I have. Like, that was something pretty cool.
I mean, I really did. I had a blast when we got to interview all the rookies, like at the beginning of the
Yeah,
year.
the rookie
Like
interviews.
getting
were
to
fun.
meet all these new people, and then like now some of them are like good friends. Like, and I could just text and stuff like that, and just like, yeah, I would say meeting the new competitors, just because, like, yeah, I've made so many friends from it.
That was the one with the tequila. I don't remember that one so well.
with the scrimshaws.
Uh-huh.
That's the one where Alex decided
Oh
to do
my
his
God.
impromptu in makeup stream, and I was
And he
losing
streamed for
my-
like 30 seconds and then disappeared.
lost
That was
my
so
goddamn
good.
mind. Lost my mind.
That was so funny. He was just sitting
That was a
there,
good one.
and they're like, "Why do you have makeup on?" "Oh, let Molly paint my face."
I just
And
like
stuff
no F's given. He was just
yeah.
living his best life.
He was so happy with how he looked. He was like, I look good.
I need to
Did he
show the
sleep in it?
world.
He slept in it. I told him earlier that day, I was like, do not sleep in this. I'm gonna put a lot of makeup on you and it's gonna get all over the sheets. Don't sleep in it. And he
About
was
that.
he was like so belligerently drunk by the end of the night that he was like, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
I was like, all right, it's your pillowcase.
Well,
I mean, honestly, there's so many good times. It's just so hard to just pick.
it's hard to pick
Like,
one.
well,
I
yeah, we
mean-
stream 3 times a week. There's a lot of those.
Yeah, when you're
We
crazy
used to
like
do
we
more.
are.
Yeah,
I mean, I enjoy doing the Patreon stuff too, like the Q and A.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the
were
Q&As
so
are super
fun.
It's a shameless plug, but look, if you really want to
Oh,
see like
yeah.
us in our natural
It's
habitat,
POV
together,
after dark.
it really is the
is the
Patreon, the
Q&A.
Q&A, and maybe we'll release something publicly so you guys can actually see what it looks like. But
We'll have to go through them first.
yeah, they're a good time.
I mean, we just started them, but like the bar trivia and
Those
the
have
watch
been
alongs,
so good.
they're so
The
fun.
bar trivias have been
Those are popular.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And the people that like the actual competitors that love to show up and like some of the patrons beat them, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean
Chuck beat Zach, Christy, and Paige last week.
yeah. So I
He
mean
basically went perfect. Like
Sign him up, coach. Sign him
yeah,
up.
it's fun. I've already gotten some ideas for the next one.
okay, I just had a comment. I lost it.
Indiana
Okay, here we
Jones.
go. So we'll kind of finish.
Ooh.
I'll pull some quick comments up before we wrap up. Rachel has a good idea for POV awards at the end of the year.
Oh my god, that'd be fun. Let's do
Maybe
it.
we make some own categories for ourselves and do little awards. That might be fun.
Like of POV moments. Like
That, or maybe
Or-
we make our own award categories and give them out for the Schmoedown.
Yeah, we'll do
I need
our
to find my
POV
best
awards.
fan moment.
there you go.
best fan.
Yeah,
the
something like
best
that.
the best Molly diss to like whoever. Just
Maybe
the
maybe
best
we'll
Molly
ask our
Probably to
patrons-
Alex.
Maybe we'll ask our
Probably to
patrons for
Alex.
categories. Yeah, maybe we'll ask our patrons.
That'd
for
be
categories.
fun.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Or,
about that. That's not a bad
No,
idea.
it's probably Mike when I fell asleep listening to him
Oh,
talk.
Oh
my God.
That was
Oh my
amazing. That
Is he
was so
I fell asleep.
good.
Is he talking stats right
That was so good.
now? The best.
Vapion negative Ghost Rider. Single only. That's a lot.
Oh,
How
that's
does that would be a
bloodbath.
lot?
Yeah.
Did I saw Andy asked it. We recorded it, right? The last one, Scream? Or did we
Yeah, I'm
forget?
just I had a
Okay.
busy weekend, Andy. I
Well,
apologize.
obviously.
He had a busy
it just
I was
hasn't
just
it just
wondering.
hasn't gotten onto my radar yet.
Let him use that excuse for this weekend.
You got 1
He
week.
gets a pass.
That is definitely probably that's probably my favorite bar trivia so far, the Back to the Future one.
That was fun.
But Scream was definitely a good one. Maybe that's an addition in 2022.
Oh, dear God.
I mean, that's basically what Happy Hour is.
That's what our Q&As are. POV after dark.
Yeah.
I really want to do.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. I really want to do a Indiana Jones trivia, and just because I want to see.
So Zach and Alex can wipe the floor.
Oh,
with
see, here's the
everybody?
thing. He gets competitive, so he's probably going to want to do it.
But
So that means
it
us
should
three
be
are screwed.
it should be myself. It should be Zach, PJ, Alex, and if available, Smets.
Isn't
Oh, Smets
Kalinowski
would
in
be on
Indiana?
top.
Oh, and
Jones?
Kalinowski. Oh my God.
Smets
Yeah.
would be all over
It's-
that.
Go.
Oh, apparently Mara too. It would be a
Mhm.
bloodbath. Like I'd
That'd
be
be
afraid
fun.
to write the questions because people would be like, "That's an easy question."
That's
I'm
so easy.
sorry, I don't know.
I'd have to, if I had to write the questions, I'd have to find time to watch the movies not with Alex.
Right? Exactly.
He would hear it and be like, "Are you watching without me?"
So, who knows?
All right, let's see. I'll wrap up. Let's see. Super chat here from the great Will Watson. What's
I
up,
will.
man?
You mean the
New crew?
FCL Star
I
Wars
will.
champion?
No, that's
Will
Brennan
Watson.
Marr.
That's Brennan
but
Marr.
I am so far off. I apologize. this is getting very hot.
Just wanted to say hi,
he's
you guys.
going
Really rock.
loopy.
Congrats, Jake. Molly, love working with you in the dungeon. Jill, you're a badass in the post interviews. And Brian, you're the funniest 80-year-old man.
See what I mean? I have the mind of an 80-year-old person, and you, sir, are correct.
I will say
Um,
too, some of the best moments for the year have been seeing Jill do post interviews.
Yeah, because I lose my mind and I'm shocked by the lying. But you know,
I can tell you guys, I can tell you what
I'm
my
just-
next one
I'm
is.
just playing into it now because I know everybody loves me. They love seeing me walk off screen. So
Yeah, I could easily tell you, but then also it would spoil matches.
yeah. No. you're-
So I can't.
Nussbaum has an idea for a category promo of the year because we don't have one of those. Happy hour drink of the year. Best
Ooh.
POV promo appearance. I like
lot of
them.
them.
I like them.
Isn't that just technically an award for Nerd Chronic?
Yes.
Well, but using one of our good promos. I guess.
I know. I'm kidding.
But all right, I think that's gonna wrap up everything for tonight, everybody. We got a lot tonight. That was fun.
That would be a
good
funny
episode.
one to give Nerd Chronic. These were your 5 best works for us.
When are we getting the bloopers? When did they do the bloopers last
They're
time?
going to, because I have
Dear
been
God.
backstage and we're like, put those in the bloopers, and so they're doing them.
Please.
They're happening.
I hope there's some stuff from mine and Alex's matches.
Release
Please.
the Damon cut.
Release the Damon cut.
Oh my
Release
God.
the Damon cut.
Christoph
The bloopers.
Justice for
the-
Christoph sis.
The bloopers last year was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in the history of ever.
So good.
And I can only imagine this year how bad they could be. So, man.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap up this week's show, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate to everyone who sent in Streamlabs or super chats. We really, really appreciate it. Everyone in the chat this whole time, we've had over 50 viewers. You guys rock. We really appreciate it. We have a blast doing this. Our annual Halloween show is an absolute blast. So thank you guys so much. Can't wait for the rest of the week. We only have about 3 weeks left in the SchmoeDown regular season, everybody. Which means only a handful of matches will be happening here on the show, on the channel. But we will be back on Wednesday for Janine the Machine and Mike Kalinowski. That is Wednesday's match. We will be doing a reaction. For all of you patrons, make sure you guys are staying up to date on everything. And we'll be talking to you guys here in the next couple weeks about stuff going into next year, getting some ideas, stuff like that. We love hearing from you guys. So, and if you aren't part of it, check it out, guys. It's a lot of fun. Just for like $1 a month, you can join our Discord and listen to all these crazies in the Discord talk it up about a bunch of different things, which is an absolute blast. So before we got here,
coming soon.
Yeah, patrons,
You know, I will-
put your questions in.
I will say, I understand the Rick Radis liking this because it
oh
does
my
have a
god.
little
Anyway,
extra flavor.
I will let everyone plug their own little socials everywhere. Jill, start us off.
Yeah, Jilly Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's on Twitter and Instagram. You can also sometimes catch me doing post interviews for the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Make sure to always watch to the end of the match because a lot of people put a lot of work hours in these things. So make sure to give them all the credit that their credit is due. And cheers to almost being the end of the season, man. We're at the final leg. It's gonna be a fun one.
What,
I wonder
18
what our
days?
video count is this year. My god. Anyway, Brian.
A lot.
That is
A
your
lot.
job, sir, is to count all
Yeah.
the videos.
Well, YouTube does that for me. So
Oh, perfect. Bia Valsino on Twitter. What are we doing tomorrow for Apocalypse?
it
Thank
is a bracket versus between Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan's movies.
Interesting.
Keith chose that, not me.
I'm
You
curious.
should
to
look
see
at the
how many-
Facebook Messenger to see what I said, but you don't.
I'm curious to see how many of those are filmed, and I just ripped the corner of this because I'm
Molly,
filmed,
what
so-
about you?
Oh no. At Molly Damon on Twitter, Molly Mander on Instagram. What else? Star Wars
Twitch.
Explained. Twitch.
Spooky season Christmas scares.
Christmas edition. We'll see. I don't know. We're gonna talk about the Boba Fett trailer on
Yeah,
our Lego
buddy.
stream.
Boba Fett.
That'll be on our Lego stream on Wednesday. We're also lucky. This worked out. We're building the Slave One, so that'll be fun.
Yay!
You mean
Oh my
the
God, so jealous.
fire spray? Isn't that what it's supposed
No,
to
it
be
just
called now?
it just says Boba Fett's ship on the.
Oh,
box
that's even
now.
worse.
Boba Fett ship.
Are myself, Qui-Gon Jake on Twitter, 2 N's because someone else took it before I did.
Joe and I posted this at the exact same time when you said it. Oh god.
I thought you guys
Um,
planned that. That looked
No.
No, swear to God.
It's the same. And that's why I always quote Brian and go, what are we doing on Apocalypse? Because
Yeah.
always the same.
Apocalypse movies on Tuesdays. POV is going to be back on Wednesday. The Whiskey Jedi, I may or may not have an episode this week. I did one last week, which was a lot of fun. To everyone who joined me last week, thank you so much. And then all of our SchmoeDown POV stuff. It's all in the description.
Yeah, check
All
out his
on
Whiskey Jedi. It's pretty fun. Brandy
It's so
gets all of
fun.
her whiskey recommendations basically on
She does.
Thursdays.
She does. But yeah, thank you again, everyone watching. We appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Have a great Tuesday, and we will catch you guys back on Wednesday.
Oh,
Bye, guys.
stop that. You are creepy.